Yes, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, welcome back to the channel. The Skorpion G has come back to WoT Blitz. And this is as glassish a cannon you can get. It's a tank with a great gun, with great mobility, with a, well, slow turret traverse, slow traverse speed on the hull as well, and no armor to speak of. But the gun, that can hit hard. This is actually a sub-average roll, 453. You do per shot 460 damage because it's a 128mm gun, and yeah, you can really wreak havoc on tanks if you are up on Campia, Castilla, as you can see here. This shot I think is going to bounce on the T-40. No, it's going to have 402. Also a lowish roll for ton. That's a bit annoying. But it happens with RNG, and as long as you have got shots available, you can keep pounding the enemy. And of course, Tom is camping like no tomorrow. He has a tent setup probably. I think there's a, you can't really see it, but there's a bit of a bonfire down below at that dip with marshmallows and pulled pork, stuff like that. But yeah, on Castilla, I have that poll currently running. People can tell me what their favorite map is in WoT Blitz. I'll leave a link in the description down below. And Castilla is one of them that is actually one of the favorite maps. And it is also hated and detested by other people because people can camp a lot. And if you have tank destroyers that know what they are doing, as in just sit here, they might go here, set themselves up, not move at all, and if you then start moving from the northern spawn, you will have a lot of problems trying to push through. Tom is finally moving just a little bit because he wants to get the shot in on the Tiger P, and that one is going to stay there, and a nice HE shell will do with just a little bit of splash damage. And will he get a blind shot on the T-43? No. No, not so much. No. Doesn't happen. But you can see between the cap and the mill, that is a, well, that's a killing ground. That really is a killing ground, because Reds can have tank destroyers up on that ridge as well. That said, this type of gameplay in the Skorpion is, I think, one of the two ways in which you should play this tank. Because it does not have any form of armor. It is like the Borsig. Once you get spotted, people will load high explosive rounds and they will try to shoot you on the gun mantlet, on basically any part of the tank they can penetrate. And believe me, that's a lot of parts they can penetrate. The hull, the front hull has a slope plate. There's a slope plate at the back of the hull, as you can see. But the side just below the gun is just flat, it's thin armor. You have some tracks which might allow you a little bit of side scraping against, I'd say, the tier 7 tanks of this world, if they are stupid enough to try and shoot you through the tracks and if you can bait a shot. But yeah, just don't guarantee. Don't take it for granted. It's no guarantee they will shoot you on the path that will bounce. I'm going to show you a little bit of a clip after we hop into the stats on Blitz Hangar, and once we've done that, we will watch another game. But I'm going to show you a little, just one smallish little trick that you can do to, well, let's say, up your chances of bouncing shots. And that is a trick that doesn't always work, but if it works, it is really funny. So we're going to look into that after we hop into a Blitz Hangar. And as you can see, the back of tank destroyers like the Jagdpanther 2, that's not a really well armored tank from the back, and that means HE can go through just fine. And Tom wants to get this kill, wants to get the Top Gun, blocks the SU-152. It's a bit, well, it wasn't quite necessary, but then again, the SU-152 was camping at the back as well, and sitting there. Tom gets the track shot in, yes, there he goes, then goes forward into the little bit of a depression, and the SU-152 decides not to drive around, because even if there's more room to the left of Tom, he decides to sit in the back, and Tom gets 5 kills. Yeah, blocking that shot, Not the best of forms to do, but then again, he got a red rewarders, a sniper medal, a top gun as well. And if you then look at the team results, yes, you won 52, got 0. It's International Donut Day again. Right, we're gonna hop into Blitzhanger, take a quick look at the statistics, and like I said, I'm gonna show you that little trick you can do to bounce shots with a paper tank. I have a Skorpion G. Compared to all the other tier 8 tank destroyers, it doesn't have a big hit point pool, it doesn't have big DPM, neither does it have great penetration on AP, sure it goes to 311, that makes it a bit better. And HE, that's also, well, it's in the top regions, but it's more like middle of the pack, and you're not one of the top predators when it comes to penetration. But if you take a look at it in a tier 8 battle, you still are a tank destroyer with quite a good gun. 12.8 centimeters as you can see. And that means that you can hit hard. This is all stock, no provisions, no equipment fitted. The beauty of the gun lies in the dispersion, coupled to, well, the goodish aim time. Taking a look at the tier 8 tank destroyers again, and then scroll down. You can see it has good aim time and great dispersion. The dispersion on the move is not that high either. You have a fully rotatable turret, which is really good. But the gun depression just sucks 6 degrees. That is something to take into account. And the gun elevation isn't that brilliant either. Only 14. That limits your possibilities. But you have the turret, so that kind of compensates. The real factor that limits this tank is the turret traverse, which is just bad, and the traverse speed on terrain. It's mobile, it's quick, it goes around really fast once you pick up speed, but yeah, it's not epic, it's not brilliant, it's not a mobile tank in the way of running around and trying to circle other tanks. And you can see that the armor, yeah, it's 30 mils on the side. Here it's even less, 16. This is a plate of 16 as well. You do have a little bit of angle which you can get, but you can only get it up to, yeah, auto bounces if you do stuff like this. But then you open up this plate, so yeah. Preserving hit points in the beginning is just, you have to do that. And you can see I'm leaving the flank here. I've been up on another spotting position, camping position, and I knew this guy, the T-34-2, was coming in. I had kept an eye on him all along, and I knew he was somewhere up here, and I went in, got the first shot in, then the second shot as well, but he has got a big gun. And look what I'm going to do here. Wiggle, wiggle, put the gun up into his face, and yes, he shoots my gun. That's fine. I'm going to clear him now, and then repair the gun. And this dirty little trick that I've shown you here is about the only way you would be able to reliably, quote unquote, bounce with the Skorpion G. You might get a bounce on that front plate if it's set up at an auto bounce angle, if you pull back around the corner or whatever. You might get a few shots on the tracks if you're driving around, and then people try to shoot you and they do track damage. That happens to lightly armored tanks, but basically this is just one big driving weak spot with the gun sticking out of the front. And because it has this flexible, dangerous, and because it has a turret, it is a flexible tank that has to be used in a flanking way. You are the ultimate support tank. You're not a brawler. Just don't. Just drive to other positions. Make your team spot for you. Make your team maybe even bleed for you. And get shots in that you know will hit. This is a bit unlucky. Rolling misses this shot on the IS-5. We're looking at Rolling Swarm. And he then moves back, wants to get the shot in on the IS-5 now, and he based on that gets some 222 damage dealt to him. That has to be one of the medium tanks, and he then does this. He sets up behind his rock, he knows there's a shot on the exp and gets a great roll, 502 damage in. And if you then look at what he's doing now, he's spotted, but look at the reload time, 10.5 seconds for a full reload. And if you are familiar with the spotting mechanics in WoT Blitz, you know that it's by or large 10 seconds that it takes for your camo to reset. So once you're spotted, and once you are out of line of sight of the enemy and out of their view range. You need to count 10 and then you would be unspotted by or large. It doesn't always work like that because you might still be moving, your camo rating might be a bit less compared to rolling or compared to me because you have a worse crew, etc, etc. But keeping an eye on your reload and then sitting behind a position like this, and rolling doesn't really have a choice here. He has to go out and try to clear a tank. He wants to get the shot in on this T44 and take that one shot from the Lorraine. It's not ideal, of course. You don't want to be shot by a tank, especially if you are a paper tank like this. But sometimes you have to get in there. Risk and reward, 521, as you can see for that roll. And they managed to hold this flank, and that was really needed. And he doesn't get the shot in on the X, but that's annoying. But if that X moves back now, then he might be able to. He spotted again. He spotted again. His bum was sticking out, and the Lorraine spots him. That could have been an HE shot into the back of the Lorraine, but it's a 2-on-2 now. There is this T26E for Predator left, and yes, nice one, 5-4-59. That's a little bit wrong. That's unfortunate. But as you can see, this tank, once you are spotted, people will hit you, and they will hit you hard. But if you've got friends that can spot for you and be the one taking the shots and be the one that's taking the attention away from you, especially if you are a one-shot heavy tank, then people will want to come to you. They will want to clear you. And this Lorraine is in the ideal position to take out rolling now and take out the X. And the I3 defender said, yeah, report these triggers. I mean, it's rating, you can't get reported. Plus, rolling is playing into perfection here. This is the other role of the Skorpion, as opposed to Tom having the absolute sniper role and just farming off of your teammates. This is the other role that you have to be able to play. That is the role of the flanker. That is the role of the tank that gets the shots as they are needed. You do have to take damage from time to time. You have to be willing to take damage, otherwise you might or you will lose the game. And as I said, that 10.5 seconds, that is key in some of the games you will play. It will allow you to reset your camouflage, and once you're then unspotted, which is here, you can see the Lorraine is unspotted now. That means that rolling is probably unspotted as well. He goes in, gets one shot, he is willing to take the damage, and then there he goes. Yes, because his dispersion on the move is probably just a bit better than the Lorraine. And yeah, he just scrapes through with a little bit of hit point left, just a smattering, and gets a first loss. I think in terms of gameplay, this one was more dynamic, more epic, a lot harder than that sniping one. Well, these are the two roles for the Skorpion G, currently back in the WoT Blitz store. My name is Martin Dogger. I see you all on the next video. Cheers and happy tanking.